the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Over the past few years, a lot of people have been wondering, out of all the WWE wrestlers and legends that have come and gone, who would be considered on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling? Well, I'm going to give you my top 4, and this is just my opinion on who is on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. The WWE has come across so many gifted, talented wrestlers, from the Attitude Era to the post-Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, to the PG Era, all the way up until now. Even WCW and beyond. There have been so many wrestlers who have come and gone from the WWE and other companies and left a legacy that will never be broken. But all of them have not. So in this video, we are basically talking about the top 4 wrestlers who deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. And before we get started in this video, I just want to let you guys know that this is just an opinionated video. This is not the finalized edit, or this is not something that's going for a magazine or whatever. This is just an opinionated video on Talk Time with Too Sick. So with that being said, let's get started. Starting off at number 1, this person to me is the backbone of the WWE. He's been there since the early 80s and he solidified his career. A lot of people say that he is the greatest wrestler of all time, basically up to Michael Jordan of the WWE. I think otherwise, but this is just an opinion like I said. Number 1 goes to Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is a 12-time world champion, winning the WWE Championship 6 times and the WCW title 6 times. He went to the Hall of Fame in 2005, and to me, I think he deserves it because he made wrestling look cool with the, being a real American, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. And then when he went to WCW, a lot of people didn't think that he being a bad guy would be a good idea, but a lot of people were wrong. It was good to see Hulk Hogan as a heel because the real American thing was cool at the time, but we all knew that it would not last. So him to transition from the red and yellow to the black and white was awesome. But like I said, this is just my opinion. Moving on to number 2, this person to me made wrestling not just cool, but he made it look good the way his lifestyle was. He wanted to live that lavish lifestyle. And that person I'm talking about is Ric Flair. Ric Flair is a 16-time world champion. He's the only person to be in the Hall of Fame twice, by himself and with the 4 Horsemen. Ric Flair is one of the household names to this very day that everybody either looks up to or would like to be. When you can call yourself the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun, and have your own song that just came out this year, you are the man. So with that being said, I think Ric Flair, besides the fact that he's one of the greatest on the mic, let's put that in there as well. One of the greatest on the mic. Nobody can stop him on the mic when it comes to an argument. He'll get you every time. But that's why he's number 2 on my list for Mount Rushmore's professional wrestling. Number 3 was a toss-up for me because I didn't know who to pick. I take that back. I knew who to pick, but I was like, I don't know who stood out the most. But then I had to think about it and say, who did what? And my number 3 pick is The Rock. The reason why I picked The Rock is because, number 1, The Rock made SmackDown. That's first and foremost. Number 2, he had some of the greatest rivalries in professional wrestling, from Mankind to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Nobody had better matches when it comes to, I wouldn't say better matches than the Attitude Era wrestlers. I would just say he had matches that stood out a lot compared to other wrestlers. Don't get me wrong, there are more other wrestlers who had a lot of great matches, but The Rock had matches that will never be forgotten, especially against Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 18. One of the greatest matches of all time. Even though it took a turn for the worse, it was still one of the greatest matches of all time. The Rock is a 10-time world champion. He's an 8-time WWE champion and a 2-time WCW champion. And he's a future Hall of Famer. So, and like I said, he did develop another brand for WWE, which was SmackDown. One of the greatest on the mic. Nobody can stop him on the mic. And with that being said, that's why he's number 3 on my list. Number 4 was also a toss-up, because I had to think about who did what. And my number 4 is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. The reason why I picked Stone Cold Steve Austin as number 4 is because he put the attitude in the Attitude Era. When Stone Cold was wrestling, nobody can stop him. He was one of the toughest SOBs in the WWE. When he solidified his career when he did the 316 speech at King of the Ring when he beat Jake the Snake Roberts. That made his career right there. And from then on, he was just unstoppable. Nobody could stop him. He was good on the mic. He was good in the ring. Hands down, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. One of the. It was a toss-up between him and The Undertaker, but I had to look at who stood out the most. Don't get me wrong, Undertaker is a phenomenal wrestler, but Stone Cold did it better. Stone Cold, like I said, he talked the talk, he walked the walk, and he just stood out more. But at the end of the day, like I said, this is just my opinion on who I think the top 4 professional wrestlers on Mount Rushmore would be. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like and let me know in the comment section below who you think should be on the Mount Rushmore professional wrestling, because I know you guys are gonna let me have it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna acknowledge it as well. So with that being said, this is your boy Too Sick. I'm out. Peace.
Opinion, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online. My city don't show me no loving, that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in. I'm fed up with so many things, I gotta just let it all out. I'm talking